Hey friends, it's Mr. Jim and welcome back to Kid Short Stories. I'm just looking at some of the reviews on Apple Podcasts. Here's a 5-star that says, Mr. Jim keeps my kids Cole and Joni entrenched with his fun stories. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. And I love reading those reviews, so make sure you keep sending those in, my friends. Well, today's story comes to us from Mariah. Hey, Mariah, she sent me an awesome idea for a story, and you can too. Just head over to kidshortstories.com, send me your idea, and maybe we'll turn it into an awesome adventure. Are you ready for today's story? Me too. Let's go. As Puddles the polar bear stretched his arms and yawned very largely, he opened his eyes and peeked out of his igloo. Today is gonna be a good day, and I need some kind of adventure or something to do in my... Oh, my tummy is very hungry. I need some food. Puddles the polar bear crawled out of his igloo and looked around for something to eat. There was nothing. All that was around him was just snow and ice, and the ocean, of course. He lived right on the edge of a sheet of ice and snow. That's where he built his igloo. And if you're wondering why he's named Puddles, it's because he really likes jumping in puddles. Have you ever seen a polar bear jump in puddles and splash them around? It's pretty hilarious. There's nothing to eat around here. It looks like we gotta look around. It was just then that he saw a whole bunch of seagulls flying up high in the sky overhead.
Hello, seagulls up there. I think you have something in your mouth. What do you got up there?
Snowflake cookies! Snowflake cookies? Shouted Puddles. I didn't know those were out yet. Where did you get those from? He shouted back.
Further north. They're on sale.
They're on sale? Oh, I better go get some coins. Puddles the polar bear ran back inside of his igloo to grab some money. Because, yes, those cookies, called snowflake cookies, were very rare in the north, and they were very delicious, and they only went on sale a couple days every year. I believe it was the elves that made these delicious snowflake cookies. When they weren't wrapping presents and helping Santa, but these elves made the most delicious cookie ever, called the snowflake cookie. And every polar bear, every critter, every living thing wanted a taste. D'Artagnan! Shouted Puddles. Where are you? Oh, woof, woof, woof. There you are, boy. Come here. Puddles had a little dog named D'Artagnan. They were best friends, and Puddles didn't want to go on this adventure alone, so he was calling his dog D'Artagnan to come along.
What's the plans for today? Are we going to do something amazing?
Yeah, I just heard that snowflake cookies went on sale today. All those seagulls had some.
Snowflake cookies? When are we going to go get some?
Well, I was thinking we could head up there now. We could jump in the submarine and try and get there faster. That was D'Artagnan's way of saying, let's go. Puddles the polar bear and D'Artagnan the dog both walked all the way down to the water's edge. That's where Puddles' submarine was parked. They climbed inside, closed the door, and down she went. Aroo! Aroo! That was the sound of the submarine as it started to descend into the water. It was to let all the other sea creatures know to kind of look out and get out of the way, because here comes a ginormous submarine into the water.
Okay, Puddles, how do we know where we're going to get those delicious snowflake cookies?
Well, D'Artagnan, I think we might need to ask for directions along the way. Let's see if there's any fish here that might know. Puddles grabbed onto the loudspeaker that was connected to the submarine. It was their way of talking to all the other sea life that was in the water from inside the submarine.
Shh. Hello, everybody out there. I see you, barracudas and mermaids. I hope you're having a super duper day. Can you point us towards where the snowflake cookies are?
All the fish looked up at the submarine and pointed their left fin all in the same direction.
Shh. Thank you for your help, everybody,
shouted Puddles into the loudspeaker. All right, D'Artagnan, looks like we got our coordinates. Let's go!
I can't wait for all those delicious snowflake cookies.
They put the submarine in full speed, which turned out to be not a good choice. It's better to take it slow and steady when you're in a submarine underneath a whole bunch of glaciers and icebergs and... oh dear. All of a sudden, the submarine came to a screeching, crashing halt. Boom! Crash! Whoa! Ouch! Oh! Puddles got knocked over. D'Artagnan, are you okay?
Yeah, I just kind of got rolled over on my back, but what was that?
I'm not sure. Let me take a look. Puddles the polar bear ran over to the window, and that's when he saw it. Oh no. We crashed. We crashed into that iceberg. Look. Puddles was right. As he raised his polar bear paw and pointed his fingers out the window, they could see that an iceberg had surely trapped their submarine. Dun, dun, dun!
What are we gonna do? We're never gonna make it before all the cookies are gone.
I know, we must act fast, said Puddles. I'll fix the submarine later, but we gotta get out, swim to the top, and start running as fast as we can. Come on! Puddles and D'Artagnan jumped out of the submarine and swam up to the surface of the ocean. Wow, that is some cold water. Come on, D'Artagnan! Puddles the polar bear and D'Artagnan climbed out of that icy cold ocean water, pulled themselves up onto the icy ledge, and realized that they still had a long ways to go. Oh dear, we didn't make it that far before we crashed, said Puddles. Look, that mountain over there, that's where the elves bake all those delicious cookies. We better start running. Come on! Puddles and D'Artagnan took off as fast as they could. Running and running and running through the snow they went. It's a good thing they had a lot of warm fur to keep them from not freezing. Yikes, there's no way I could jump into the frozen ocean water and then get into the snow and run. Oh, that just makes me cold thinking about it. How about you? It took several hours of running before they finally made it to the hills, but the sun was starting to set, and the day was almost over. Puddles and D'Artagnan made it all the way to the door to the snowflake cookie store, but the door was locked, and the sign said the store was closed. D'Artagnan started to whimper and was very sad. I'm sorry, D'Artagnan, said Puddles. Looks like we didn't make it in time. But just then, a light turned on from inside of the cookie store.
We're sorry, but we're closed,
said a voice from inside. Do you have any more cookies? You see, my friend and I, we traveled very far to try a snowflake cookie, and I know we're late, but do you happen to have any more left? Please, begged Puddles. There were several moments of silence, and suddenly, the door lock clicked open. The handle started to turn, and the door opened just a crack.
Yeah, well, we have only one left, and you can have it. I'm sorry there isn't more, but they do sell very quickly.
Oh, wow, thank you so much, said Puddles. We'll make sure to get here on time next year.
Okay, well, have a good night, bye.
As the door closed and Puddles turned around to D'Artagnan, holding only one cookie, they both felt a little sad. Well, D'Artagnan, here's your half. Puddles broke the cookie in half.
You're gonna share the cookie with me?
Of course, D'Artagnan. Me and you, we're partners and... Oh yeah, we gotta share everything, don't worry. As Puddles and D'Artagnan bit into their delicious snowflake cookie, they closed their eyes to savor the flavor, since there wasn't very much for them to eat. Ah, that was good. Next year, D'Artagnan, we gotta make sure that we don't crash our submarine into one of those big things of ice, right?
I was thinking the same thing.
And that it may be the end of our story, but I'm pretty sure Puddles and D'Artagnan learned a very important lesson. When you're driving a submarine with a bunch of glaciers and icebergs around, gotta make sure you don't crash, so you don't miss out on those delicious snowflake cookies. The end. Great job, you listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it is. It's time for Kid Shout Outs. I want to say to Rakaya and Solomon from the USA, Nathan and Dylan from Toronto, Canada, Lottie from South Carolina, Allie and Callum from Mississippi, and Neil from Australia. I'm so glad that you're all in the Kid Short Stories family, and on the Spy team, we could not stop Dr. Stinky Breath and his crew. Without you, my friends, will you have a super duper day? And I will see you on our next adventure. Bye!